guys, the author of this program here again. Just a quick another video update of where it's come from and how to use the actual waypoint system, because I see there's quite a couple of you guys struggling with this, right? So let's open the program up again real quick. As you can see, this will change, this number will increment, so you don't actually have to restart your game and the bot anymore. You can just reopen the bot a couple times and it will reattach itself to the game. Right, so obviously the rotate to N, that means rotate to north. So if I change this real quick, let's say I'm south, this is roughly south, and I hit rotate to north. This part is very buggy, I won't lie to you guys. This is the main issue that I'm experiencing with this program right now. It's very finicky, like sometimes it works very smoothly, other times it doesn't. But yeah, the program will hang until it finds north. So it should find north any second now, and it found north, and the program will carry on running. This is also a horrible color to use that in. I don't know why I did it, but I did. Anyways, then we can go ahead and run around and save points. So saving points, run, and the other window will pop up. That's just to show you where the points you've currently saved. So if I save a point here, let's say I save another point here, and I save a point here, and I save a point down here, and maybe down here somewhere. So this is all the coordinates of our points that we have. We can save this to a file. I'll demonstrate that in a bit. I'll rather just show you before it runs. Okay, right, so when you start the waypoint, so let's say you've saved all your points and you're ready to hit go to waypoint. Once you've done that, it's very, very important. I can't stress how important it is to find north before you do any of that. So if I hit rotate to north again, it's going to find north, and it has. I was really close to north. So you have to be facing north before you start a given profile, right? And then we can hit go to waypoint, and it will begin its path, and it will run around and do everything. We can also enable random jump if you want the bot to be a little more human, I want to say. I do plan to add a feature that will allow you to kind of how do I word this? Allow you to kind of tweak the randomness of the bot and how often it jumps. And you see now, the way that the bot is currently programmed, it is set to repeat the path you've made. So now it's going to path and turn around to the first one, to the first waypoint, which is somewhere down there, I believe. So it should find south again, and now it'll run back to where it originally started, and then repeat that whole process all over again. Once it's done this cycle, I'll show you how to save your waypoints, and then I'll reload it again. And also you can see that the bot it's not actually precise on the waypoints, and that's due to something called a bounce back feature. The reason I do that is because we don't want the bot to be 100% precise. Otherwise, obviously, using AI, the Blizzard can track bots and paths and stuff. So we wanted to have some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Lenience along the waypoints. So it definitely does have that, and it'll find north. It actually missed north that time. I'll speed it up because for video's sake, I'll speed it up. I'm just smashing my arrow key to help it turn quicker, because north is actually 0, 0, which should be there. And now it's going to carry on from the first all the way to the last again, and it'll repeat until I stop it. So let's actually go here and let's hit testing 1, 2, 3, and let's save that to the file. We can now close out this program because we don't really need it no more, and then I will run back to the beginning, and I will load that saved file, and I will see if it runs the same route. Like I said, just make sure it's facing north before we do load anything in, and also we need to make sure that it increments over there. So now you see it incremented to 6. Let's hit rotate to north real quick, and it'll find north. We want to load our thing from the file, which I think it was called testing 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. We've loaded our waypoints. It says successfully loaded there at the bottom, and all we should be able to do is just hit go to waypoint, and there we go. It's going to run the same route that we said earlier and do pretty much exactly the same thing. So as you can see, yeah, it's varying the path a bit. This is obviously not ideal, but that's how it is right now. It'll make its way and then return to the very first, and then continue onward. So yeah, that's kind of the basic premise of it as of now. I have just a few things of why people have been getting really bad errors. First error, if you open the bot right like this, and then you see these colored blocks, if they're not there, that means you don't have the add-on. If the program does something like that means something is blocking those colors from the add-on. So yeah, it's important that these are visible. Also, it is vitally important that you guys have the correct keybinds. So you want strafe left to be A, strafe right to be D, and also obviously your arrow keys must be to turn left and right, because that's how the bot rotates itself. It's also important that that your screen resolution must be 1920 by 1080p, as well as your game resolution. It doesn't really matter as long as um, the screen resolution is 1080p, and then your WoW is windowed mode. That's where you can see the title at the top, and then maximized. If it is like that, then it will be completely fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else to say other than yeah, everything else works in this feature like everything you think it would. You can rename the window of the bot now. I know someone asked that a while ago of me. The login still works, the event still works. The scan thing we're still working on. You see, that's basically what it would do. So you would have your path, and then you would allocate a scan point where it would move the mouse up and down your screen a bit quicker than what it is currently now. And then obviously it tracks the cursor. So if there was, let's say, a herb there or a vein ore, it would stop and it would detect that the cursor has changed and then mine that and then continue on the path. We also do plan to have it that if if the bot is in combat at all, it will then save the current point that combat was started at, kill the mob, whatever, obviously put it in combat, and then continue on the path collecting and gathering herbs and etc. etc. Um, so yeah, other than that, I don't really think I have anything else to talk about. I think I've covered just about everything. So yeah, let me know your feedback.